spaghetti with meatballs or oven crisp chicken drumstick, garlic Texas toast, seasoned green beans, garden fresh salad, pineapples with cherries, and bananas.
Buenos dias, Gators.
JD, how's the weather going to be on this terrific Tuesday?
Well, Matthew, we will have rain showers and temperature in the 60s.
Wow, JD, we sure have had a lot of rain.
Matthew, I'm guessing this spring we will have lots of flowers. That's your Gator weather with JD.
And Matthew.
Bye, adios.
We are your Gator Sports Report. Yesterday, the Spurs and the Cavaliers played. Spurs had 110 and the Cavaliers had 94. And the Rockets and the Nuggets played. Rockets had 119 and the Nuggets had 114.
And the 76ers and the Wizards played. The 76ers had 94 and the Wizards has 109. And the Golden Hurricane and the Bearcats played. The Golden Hurricane had 72 and the Bearcats had 82.
Stay tuned for the next Gator Score.
Good morning, Destiny. Do you know what this is?
Shampoo.
This is a sample bottle of shampoo. And the reason I have this is because we are collecting sample bottles of shampoo and conditioner to donate to the Mansfield ISD PTA Clothes Closet. They help out people who need some extra help, and one thing they do is they give them shampoo and conditioner. Guess what Miss Charles said?
What did she say?
She said that for every person that brings in a bottle of shampoo or conditioner, they can have the coolest thing ever. Read that for me, my dear.
No homework pass.
Miss Charles said everybody can have a no homework pass if they bring in a bottle of shampoo or conditioner. So if you'll bring in a little bottle of shampoo or conditioner for us, then you'll get this.
No homework pass.
Thank you. I cannot wait. I'm so proud of our Gideon Gators and how they care about other people.
Please donate shampoo and conditioner.
Today we have Masa. And what class are you in, Masa?
Miss Grimaldo's class.
And she has exciting news to tell us.
I had 7 moves on my clip.
Masa, how did you get 7 wings on your clip?
By following directions and being quiet in the hallway.
Great job.
Let's see how fast you can solve this word problem. This is for first grade and kinder. Nadia had 20 balloons and 8 flew away. How many balloons does she have left? Let's see if you can get this right. If you guess 12, then you are correct!
Kids Hope is a mentoring program that comes in and mentors some of our students. They are creating a library, so they are in need of new and gently used books, like picture books, chapter books, search and find books, and graphic novels. So please bring in those books. When you bring them in, take them to Miss Sykes. Read Across America Week, Day 3, which is Wednesday. Lunch with a loved one, then shop the book fair during recess. Read, read, read.
One thing I like to do every week is read my favorite comic books. Don't get me wrong, I like to read other books too, but I love reading comic books and seeing what my favorite superheroes are up to. But what about you? Do you like reading comic books? Maybe you like playing video games and you have to read what is on the screen to pass on to the next level. No, maybe you like going on the internet and playing games or talking with people. Well, whether you know it or not, you're reading. But what if you weren't allowed to read? I know that sounds like a silly question, but what if it were against the law for you to read? Well, in American history during slavery, African Americans were not allowed to read. It was against the law for slaves to read, or even have someone teach them how to read. This is where the next person in African American history I want to talk about stood up as a leader and an abolitionist. An abolitionist is someone who wanted slavery to be stopped, and they spoke out against people who used African Americans as slaves. Right now, that person I want to talk to you about is one of the most famous African American abolitionists by the name of Frederick Douglass. Known as the most recognized African American leader before the Civil War, Frederick Douglass was born a slave. He never knew his father and was separated from his mother earlier in life. This is where as a slave he moved from plantation to plantation until one slave owner's wife helped him learn the basics of reading. Now, like I said before, at that time, teaching slaves to read was against the law. And when her husband found out, he stopped her from teaching Frederick. Although he didn't have a teacher, Frederick was still smart. Frederick wouldn't be stopped in growing and learning how to read. He watched other white children who learned in school and taught himself how to read later. This got him into trouble because he also taught other slaves to read. When his master found out, he would beat Frederick because he did not want other slaves to learn reading like Frederick did. Frederick eventually stood up to the beatings and one day borrowed the papers of a free sailor and escaped to the north. When he arrived in the north, he found other people who were against slavery too. Like I talked about in the beginning, these people were called abolitionists. Frederick was really good at talking and speaking in front of people, and when he told the abolitionists about how he was treated as a slave, Frederick impressed them. Frederick later wrote a biography about his life. The biography told about everything that he went through in life. Many people read Frederick's biography, but this put him in danger because he was afraid that his master from the south would come to the north and capture him knowing he had escaped. This caused Frederick to escape to Britain. He would return years later once he had made enough money to purchase his freedom. Upon arriving back, Frederick spoke out during the Civil War. When it came to Frederick Douglass, he had respect all the way to the White House. Think about it like this. The president today is Barack Obama. Wouldn't it be cool if you could talk to Obama and he would listen to you? Well, Frederick Douglass had the ear of another famous president who would listen to him. That's right. Frederick Douglass gave advice to President Abraham Lincoln. Frederick convinced Lincoln to give more weapons to African Americans to help fight with the Union soldiers in the Civil War. Now, being a great leader in history, Frederick spoke out against the poor treatment of African Americans in the United States. Many looked at Frederick's life and thought, why didn't he just escape slavery and live out his days in peace as a free man? But that wasn't in the cards for Frederick. This was something that he knew he couldn't do and was not acceptable to just go out and live a free life while others were being treated poorly. So for standing up and speaking out against slavery and the poor treatment of African Americans, Frederick Douglass will always be one of the greats in African American history.
Today's the Science CBA. Stay calm and do your best.
G-I-D-E-O-N. And we're